Developing details tonight as Phoenix police investigate Hacienda Healthcare after a woman in a vegetative state gives birth. Police officers camped out at the facility near 14th Street and Baseline.
And tonight, investigators want to get DNA tests on all of the male employees at that healthcare facility. In a statement tonight, though, Hacienda told 12 News it violates federal law, but that it, quote, stands committed to doing everything in our power to bring this police investigation to a quick conclusion. We'll continue to cooperate with Phoenix Police and all other investigative agencies. Hacienda Healthcare CEO has, of course, resigned. We reported that to you last night. But how did employees miss this?
The 12 News I-Team has obtained documents showing that this woman received a physical exam from her doctor last year. Team 12's Bianca Bono joins us from the Far East Valley with the details. Bianca?
Tribal leaders confirming that the woman who was raped while in a vegetative state is a member of the San Carlos Apache tribe. And thanks to these documents obtained by the 12 News I-Team, we're learning much more about the care that woman has received at Hacienda.
Court documents shedding new light on the horrific case centered around one of society's most vulnerable, a 29-year-old woman in a years-long vegetative state, unable to make decisions or give consents, raped, giving birth to a child in late December. This while under the care of employees at Hacienda Healthcare. A source telling 12 News employees did not know she was pregnant until the baby was crowning. According to court documents, the patient is at a maximum level of care and is unable to speak, so her mother becoming her legal guardian in 2009. Since then, an annual report has been filed with comments from the patient's nurse and doctor updating the court on her health condition. The most recent document, filled out by her doctor at the facility, shows she received a physical exam on April 16th last year, 8 months before giving birth. The document shows no indication of pregnancy, and the doctor recommends the facility continue its current care. 12 News speaking briefly with the 29-year-old's mother and legal guardian over the phone. She's hired an attorney and says she's been advised not to say anything. Her lawyer, John Michael, saying the family obviously is outraged, traumatized, and is in shock by the abuse and neglect of their daughter at Hacienda Healthcare, adding the baby boy has been born into a loving family and will be well cared for. The chairman of the San Carlos Apache tribe also releasing a statement saying in part, when you have a loved one committed to palliative care when they are most vulnerable and dependent upon others, you trust their caretakers. Sadly, one of her caretakers was not to be trusted and took advantage of her. It is my hope that justice will be served.
Still lots of unanswered questions in this disturbing case. We'll continue to track the latest developments and bring them to you as soon as we can. For now, we're in San Carlos. Bianca Bono, 12 News.